Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a masterclass exclusive. Welcome to episode 34 of the Brandon Holt Show. From Nashville, Tennessee, CEO, talk show host Donzaleigh Powell. From the Netherlands, fitness expert, Get Fit with John. And from Dallas, Texas, Lawana Gladney, the L Spot with Dr. G. Now stand on your feet and put your hands together for our host.
You're already clapping. You're already clapping. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Houston's own internationally acclaimed two-time author and motivational speaker extraordinaire. Give it up for the host of the Brandon Holt Show. It's Brandon Holt.
Hey everybody, all the fans, welcome to episode 34 of the one and only Brandon Holt Show. You know, most people are shocked when they find out that I'm an electrician. Have you ever wondered why bees hum all the time? Because they don't remember the lyrics. There was a math teacher who had three bottles in one hand, two bottles in the other, and she asked her students, hey, what does that mean? And one student says, you have a drinking problem. You know, there was a mom who asked her son, she said, son, I'm trying to learn how to text just like all the young people. And I'm trying to figure out, what does IDKLYTTYL mean? And the son said, you know, mom, I don't know. Love you. Talk to you later. And the mom said, don't even worry about it. I'll ask your sister. Did you hear about those two guys who stole a calendar? Each one got 6 months. Did you know that there's two parts to the brain? There's a left part and a right part. And on the left side, there's nothing right. And on the right side, there's nothing left. There was this man who once quit Nike because he just couldn't do it anymore. Hey, everybody, here we go. Let's kick off this show. Got a powerful show in store. Stand up, put your hands together. Let's get the show started.
Hi, I'm Donzaleigh Powell with D Connects LLC, and I want to give a shout out to the Brandon Holt Show. Tune in Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to hear about D-Connection TV and how we're bridging the gaps between businesses, community-based organizations, and the residents and the surrounding area of Nashville, Tennessee.
With Dr. G. You know, where all things are love. Join us this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, where we discuss love, relationships, and love. Everything is all about love. The Brandon Holt Show is Tuesday, 7 p.m. See you there.
Hi, I'm John Horton, the founder of your hormonal algorithm blueprint for men and women. Catch me on the Brandon Holt Show this coming Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to find out how you can get your hormones in balance.
From the Netherlands by way of Tucson, Arizona. He's a normal fixture on the Brandon Holt Show. Everybody loves Coach John Horton. Coach, welcome to the show.
All right. How you doing, Brandon? How you doing, brother?
Coach, I'm doing good. Tell us what's going on in the Netherlands.
Oh, we're still under that lockdown. We're under a full lockdown. We're a little bit afraid of that UK variant, but we keep on grinding. How's everything going for you? I've been watching and checking you out on the program, man. You're doing very good.
Coach, trying to put that work in. One of the things that I've really been trying to get a hold of is nutrition. How important is nutrition? That's kind of a two-part question, because a lot of times we're dominant in the exercise category, but we're light when it comes to that nutrition. So tell us about nutrition.
Listen, it's very simple, man. Look, the problem with nutrition is there's so many strategies out there, okay? Different strategies, keto, vegan, high protein, low carb, whatever you want to call or decide your strategy. It's the bottom line is your daily calorie intake. All right. You need to find your resting metabolism rate, which you can do through Google or whatever. Find your resting metabolism rate. You fill it in, and it's going to tell you how many calories you need to eat in a day to stay exactly where you are.
Now, Coach, hold on just a sec. You said resting metabolism rate. For the viewers, what exactly is that?
That's just your weight. Listen, what it means is if you do nothing at all and you eat these many calories, whatever that number is, you will stay the way you are.
Okay,
your resting metabolic rate. But we don't want that because most of us have been eating too much processed foods. And more importantly, by eating this food, we have put our hormones out of balance. All right. And I'm going to briefly touch on this because this is a big thing. And my team and you, my team members are getting a lot of results from the program because we figured out, and what we focus on is hormonal balance. So as far as eating, what generally happens to most people is they do well through the day and then late at night they catch these hunger attacks.
Coach, let's stop right there. I can't tell you how many times since I've been on my diet, I think about that quadruple triple cheeseburger with 3 slabs of bacon, extra mayo, guacamole, fried onions, sauteed mushrooms when I'm coming home from work late. What is the key? Now, I haven't slipped. I have not relapsed into that, but Coach, what is the key, Coach, to bypassing that trigger or that temptation to eat bad?
Okay, so there's a few strategies or a few things you need to put in place and you need to understand. Let me start off with the hormones again. We have 2 kinds of hormones that deal with us eating, and let me give them just 2. We have 50 hormones throughout our body that influence every part of our life. But let's talk about these 2. Okay, one is called ghrelin. The other one's called leptin. Your ghrelin hormone is produced here in the back of the brain, and this is the hormone that says, I'm hungry. Ghrelin, I'm hungry. I need food. Now, you have a defense to that, and it's called leptin. And leptin is produced and secreted from your fat cells in your body into your blood, travels to the brain, and tells the brain, hey, I've had enough to eat, and I've had enough fat storage. So leptin controls your fat and calorie intake. The problem is we as a society eat too many processed foods. So what happens is we increase our body fat. And what happens from that is our body is producing a heck of a lot of leptin, way too much leptin, that the body becomes leptin resistant. It's like the boy crying wolf all the time. All right. You're the boy crying wolf to the brain. I'm full, I'm full, I'm full. When really it's not really there. The brain says, leptin resistant. So the key about the late night snacking is you've got to eat strategically throughout the day. Make sure you're taking in good fats and protein. Protein helps give you the full feeling. All right.
Hey, Coach. We have to go to commercial. You know we have to pay the bills every week.
Absolutely.
Hey, everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back with Coach John Horton. Hey, everybody, we are back with Coach John Horton talking about hormonal balance, what a cheat day is, what a cheat meal is. Coach John, we're listening to you.
Yeah, so we were going over a cheat meal and everything. And listen, I want to always emphasize, and I always do with my teammates, all my team members. I call my clients my team members because we're one big team. Okay, what I always try to remember is everything is a moderation. Okay, anything we do too much of is not good for you. Okay, so listen, when you have a cheat day, I would not eat double the amount of calories that you normally eat in a day. That's going 0 to 100, I would just, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen though. 9 times out of 10, if you can make it 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, a non-cheat day, and then you go to a cheat day, your body is going to reject that sugar and that processed food because in actuality, it's a poison. Okay, it's a poison. So the body is going to reject it. You're not going to like it as much. You think you're going to have all this buildup. Oh, I get to eat my chocolate. I get to drink my wine. And when you have that piece, your body's going to say, what are you doing to me? You've got me so healthy and I'm so used to this weight that you're going to now bring this poison back in my life. All right. And the hormones that you've optimized and balanced, they're going to say, no. And you're going to feel like crap. All right. So that's also an identifier for you that, hey, my eating patterns in my past and the way I ate was not really healthy, because I can see it now that I have been healthy, eating as healthy as possible. And then I try to go back to that. It just doesn't work.
And what I've heard you say throughout all of our interviews and conversations is that this is a lifestyle that you have to change from the inside out. This is not a 1 to 2 week or a 2 to 3 day quick fix or take some diet pills and lose a bunch of weight. You have to actually change the way you think internally with what you put in your body, not processed foods, but whole foods. Don't look for the results on the outside right away, because they're going to come with time. Is that what I hear you saying, Coach?
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, Brandon. What I always tell everybody, all my teammates, my online clients, and then my clients here in my personal training center is, you better understand, if you're coming to me for help, you're not coming for the quick fix, because the quick fix is not a fix. It's a setup. Okay. The body does not work that way. If you're coming in here with me, we're going to make a lifestyle change, and it's a marathon. It's 6 to 12 months. All right. Before your body starts taking to, on a permanent level, to what changes you've made. If you think after 3 months, I done dropped 20 pounds, and you think you're good, you're setting yourself up for that roller coaster ride of misery.
Hey, everybody, this is Coach John Horton, international fitness expert. Make sure you contact him. Coach, we'll see you next month. Thank you for stopping on the show.
All right. Thank you, brother.
It's owner Craig Joseph of Houston, This Is It Soul Food, and sponsor of The Brandon Holt Show. Be sure and stop by and enjoy some tremendous food. 2712 Blodgett Street, McGregor, Houston, Texas. Thanks, Craig. Grateful to Vallo D. Barber, owner of Master Barber Headquarters and local sponsor of The Brandon Holt Show. Be sure to stop by for an incredible haircut, 1502 1st Street, Humble, Texas, 77338. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is a native of Nashville, Tennessee. Her name is Donzaleigh Powell. She is the founder of D Connects, a booming company in the Nashville area. Put your hands together and let's welcome Donzaleigh Powell to the show. Good evening, Donzaleigh.
Good evening, Brandon. Thanks for having me on.
So glad to have you. Welcome to the show. What's the COVID-19 status like out in Nashville?
We aren't on strict lockdown. They are taking precautions. Definitely have restaurants at reduced capacity and things like that. But there are still some people getting out.
Now, do you have your mask yet that has your logo for your company that we're going to talk about?
No, I don't. I've been kind of supporting other people, so I have several people with their logos on there right now.
Very good. So, Donzaleigh, tell us about D Connects.
Sure. So D Connects LLC is a business development. I do workforce development and pretty much helping to bridge the gap between those large prime contractors and some of the small minority and women-owned businesses. So I love helping to make those connections. That's one of the things I'm passionate about. And then also providing surety bonding, because a lot of times bonding can kind of be a stopgap that they need help with. So I also do that as well.
If you would elaborate more into what bonding means, what does that mean?
Sure. So a lot of times there are certain projects where organization will require a bond, and just to make it simple as possible, it's not insurance, but it's kind of viewed similar as far as basically there's some type of financial responsibility that at the end of the day, let's say they don't perform or they don't do exactly what was in the contract. That's the way that the other company will be able to be made whole in the event that they fell through.
So what is it that you love about what you do? How did you get into this field of where you are?
Yes. So formerly I was the director of business diversity development for the Nashville Airport Authority before I kind of stepped out on my own. And I just got to see so many amazing businesses that sometimes just needed a little bit more support, a little bit more coaching or different resources to really be able to excel. And once they got those things, the sky was absolutely not even a limit to them. And I got to see their growth, and I love that. So that's energizing to me to see people that are just going after what they want, and I like to support that.
Donzaleigh, what is the success rate for new businesses? Because I know often people start businesses and they're doing well at first, but 3, 4, 5 months later, you look up and they're out of business.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think right now, I'm not sure what the current trends are, especially right now while we're in this pandemic. I know before upwards, they would say within 1 year, I want to say it was in the 90 percentile as far as businesses not being able to sustain. But there's so many that are still flourishing. Even here, construction, I will say for sure, is still going. That engine has not really slowed down here. Everybody talks about us being the it city, and literally there's cranes everywhere. I'm from here, and I will drive down the street and see things that have popped up that I'm just like, when did that happen? So it's still going.
When we were talking, you said you believe that exposure is a key, and as a child, you were exposed to many different cultures. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so my parents were very intentional from exposing us to different classes, different types of foods, cultures, just making sure that we were well-rounded as possible. And sometimes when I look out, I think that sometimes people lack that exposure, and they just aren't aware of what they aren't aware of. And I like to do my best to help people with kind of finding new things, exploring, and starting to learn different ways that people operate, different ways of doing business, all kinds of things. So I think that's really important to help with, again, kind of that lens of similarity, making sure that you're being open.
So Donzaleigh, I have to ask, you said that different experiences with food. Okay, I looked at your social media page, the team and I did, and we looked at some of your posts, the food post. We see you've been exposed, but we saw a sauteed octopus on some grits. Wow. Now, what culture has inspired that dish? Is that a Nashville dish?
No, that's definitely not a Nashville dish. Everyone knows we are known for hot chicken. But no, I do like experimenting. So I just tried that one day. That's all.
How did it taste, though?
It was actually pretty good. It's very good.
Well, the Brandon Holt Show is going to try that, and we'll let you know how it came out.
Okay.
So let's talk about D-Connection TV. You're a talk show host as well, and you're booming. We got a chance to watch some of your interviews. Great presence. Really enjoyed your whole presentation style. Tell us how the whole vision of D-Connect TV came about.
Right. So I've always been kind of an engagement person in the community, whether that's with businesses, the community-based organizations, local government here. And I was always able to see where there was just this gap of information. So you've got all these, let's say, community-based organizations that are providing wonderful service to the people, that know about them. But there was so many breakdowns in the communication. So let's say I was a business that I'm looking for employees. I need this type of skill set. I need this and that. But then you've got the community-based organizations that we're trying to build people up and coach them on how to get a career in these fields, but the linkages were just not happening. And so this show is based on highlighting different business industries. Just think about it. When you watch TV, you see the same, 5 things. You see a doctor, you see a firefighter, policeman, things like that. So there's other industries that people, again, exposure that they have not seen. And so we like to showcase those. That way in the community, if there's programs that are going on that maybe someone that's sitting at home is able to participate in, they can learn about it on our show.
So where do you see the show in the future?
I just see it getting bigger. I'm starting with Nashville and the surrounding areas, but I would like it to definitely be a kind of a portal for information. I see it as not only is it something for any age, there's all kinds of things that we talk about. And we also talk about what's been going on locally in the city, just so that people stay up to date with how people are, what things are trending, or what things are falling off and kind of changing here. Awesome.
How can people view the show?
Sure. So it's on Channel 19 if you were in the Nashville area, but you can also go to YouTube and it's D-Connection TV, and you can watch any of those on demand.
That's great. So is the show on weekly? Is it daily? How often do you run the show?
Yeah, it runs 2 times a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Hey everyone, you're tuning in to the Brandon Holt Show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy JC, and I want to give a big shout out to my bro Brandon Holt. He's been holding me down for years, and I appreciate him continuing to do so. Check out my single Suicide. Please pay close attention. There's a lot of substance in this record, and make sure you share. Yes, sir.
Killing me is killing you.
Spot with Dr. G, international relationship coach, here tonight to drop some knowledge on all things love and all things relationship coming out of Valentine's Day. Dr. G, good to see you, ma'am. Welcome to the show.
Good to see you too, Brandon. I'm so excited to be here.
Doc, I've always wanted to know, why are good relationships so hard to find, and what is a good relationship?
Wow. Well, first of all, let's answer the first part is what is a good relationship, so then you'll understand why they're hard to find.
Come on,
A good relationship is all about the synergy, the chemistry, aligning with somebody's morals and values, being on the same page with somebody, and actually liking the person that you're with. So a good relationship, you just kind of interconnect, and it just kind of flows, streams like people that are on the ice skating. You see them dancing together, and it's like one person in synergy with the other. So that's a good relationship. Now, you can imagine why that's hard to find. It's hard to find because guess what? We're people. We all have our different belief systems, our different value systems, how we view and see the world. And finding somebody that you can, not that you have to agree with everything, but that you mesh. And we as people are selfish people. And so we're selfish, and generally we look for relationships for somebody that's going to make you happy. And you look to see, does this person make me feel this way? Do they make me happy? What is that all about? And we're missing so many other pieces of the alignment. We're missing the pieces of, are they a friend to you? Do you feel like that you will continue to like this person and not love, not just the feeling of love, but like, do you like them? Do you like hanging around with this person? So it's really hard to find. And people start out one way and then they change because they're not in alignment anymore. Their chemistry may, be off.
So what is the key to keeping the chemistry together? Because I know good doesn't necessitate perfect. You're going to have, you're going to butt heads, have disagreements. So what's the key to keeping the chemistry?
Well, there's so many keys to this, but keeping the chemistry flow. And if you think about it, how you do with your friends, with your homeboys, and with my girlfriends, how you keep the synergy going. And I've had friends for over 45 years. I mean, goodness gracious, I know I only look 45 people, but I've had friends for a very long time. But how do you keep that synergy going and that energy? Because we've changed since we were in junior high school, and now we're grown people. But you know what? We work on it. It's called work. And when something gets off kilter, you work really hard to get it back on. You know why? Because you like that person. It's not because you're going to feel good about them all the time. You like that person. You value who they are. They value who you are. You like having them around you. So you're going to make sure that you're not just going to cut and say, I don't want to be your friend anymore because you made me mad or you said something wrong today.
Hey, Dr. G, we have to go to commercial. Hey, everybody, we're going to be right back. We're talking about love. Do you like the person that you're with right now? Do you have synergy? How do you keep that camaraderie going to have a healthy relationship? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. It's time to hydrate in style. Crystal Bruce is an Air Force veteran, founder and CEO of Crystal Cups. specializing in tumblers from hand-painted wood grain, glitter, hydro-dipped. Today, you can personalize your tumbler with any design from sports teams, logos to social media handles. Invest in your cup today by ordering on Instagram or Facebook at crystal_cups, and shipping is available. BHS family, we are back with the love doctor herself, the L spot with Dr. G, dropping some knowledge on the show tonight. Dr. G, what makes a positive relationship?
Well, as we were discussing in the last segment, now things are not going to always be positive, Brandon. We know there's a lot of negative things that happen in this world. There's a lot of things that can catch.
Wait a minute, Doc. Now, you just said something that we have to go deeper into that. You said things are not going to always make a positive relationship, but how early on do these things not need to happen?
Well, some things we just can't control. Life can throw you some curveballs. And so some things that you just can't control. But when you're in a relationship that you have great synergy and you're on the same page, whatever life throws at you, you can maneuver and navigate it. Now, there's some negative things that happen. People, we're all just people, and we have bad days. We have some days when we're not feeling great, or we'll do something, make some mistakes, do something within a relationship. Again, it doesn't mean that you throw the person away. So the positive relationship doesn't mean that everything that is in the relationship is positive. It just means that, hey, with every positive, there's a negative. Every negative, there's a positive. So our goal is to keep things balanced, to understand how to make sure that in spite of all of the things around you, that you can recalibrate and balance it back together. But it takes the work. And so often people they don't know how to do the work, because guess what? We're not taught relationship classes. Before people get married, there's a 6-week course that you're supposed to go 6 hours of counseling. Come on, really? To try to live a lifetime with somebody? So there's no relationship courses, classes to say how to be in a good relationship or how to be good in a relationship. That doesn't exist. So people just get in relationships and thinking that love feeling that they had in the beginning is going to continue. And guess what, Brandon? It doesn't. Me and you both know, we've been married before, and we know there's a honeymoon phase to every relationship. Right. And we just think those emotions and feelings that we were having, we want them to continue on. And they don't, because when the negative and the things happen in our lives, I'm telling you, people don't know what to do. And the easy thing for a lot of people is like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, because people by nature, sometimes we could be lazy and we just want things to happen and just to work for us. And it doesn't work like that. And we have to put committed time and energy to that.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. G, the international world-renowned love doctor, all the way out of Dallas, Texas. We sure appreciate you, Dr. G. Thank you so much for stopping by for the good word, Doc.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. You were a great audience. Thank you to all of our guests. Hey, don't forget, pay it forward this week, one person at a time, because you can't do wrong helping mankind. We'll see you next week.